want to, but I'm gonna try. When she left me, yeah, died a little bit inside. You know, maybe things are gonna be alright. 'Cause I just wanna see the light.
It's Tier 2
showtime!
And they're on in a great time. But I know which way to go, left or right. It's all eyes on the Ferrari. Stylo has done the impossible. This is the moment. And that puts in Rapture on the podium. But it's this man who comes home victorious. It's Red Bull. Who wins? Hello, everybody. Welcome to another round here of Moose Racing League action. We are here at not the beginning of our summer break, but the congruent round that will begin the real life summer break for F1. It is Spa here today for round number 6 of the Season 11 Tier 1 Championship in Moose Racing League. And I am so ripping excited to be back and to be joining my great friend, Mr. Andy Rage Pit. What's going on, brother? How are you doing tonight? Excited for some Tier 1 action?
I'm always excited for some Tier 1 action, Punjew. And do you know what? After today's race at Spa-Francorchamps MRL, I can't wait to see how these guys tackle this track tonight. I find this track real tough. But I know that, again, as we do
Yeah. I think these Tier 1 guys, they obviously always put on a great show for us, but I think tonight is going to be no different. In fact, I think it's only going to be even better than usual. It seems like this track seems to just like breed really great racing on this game, obviously in real life as well, but especially on this game. There's a lot of opportunities for people who are really skilled to be able to go side by side for long periods of time and like really, actually give each other a lot of mayhem and a lot of fun. I was watching the Creator Series race yesterday, and it is just, it's like, left, right, and center, everybody's battling each other. So yeah, it's going to be tons and tons of fun, and I cannot wait for the action tonight. Now, as I get rid of that music, thank you so much, Copk. It's funny how that is always on. We are going to go ahead and take a look at this track like you've mentioned. Now, Andy, this is an OG racetrack here at Moose Race, or in real life F1. Tell me a little bit about this track and what you love about all 19 corners / 4.35 miles of it.
There's a lot of track to talk about, right? It is a long track, long qualification times. I guess the real thing I love is the Eau Rouge up to Radion, down that Camel Straight into Les Combes. Can we see that shorter DRS zone down that Camel Straight? Is that going to prevent some of our guys from making the usual kind of overtakes that we see around this track? Or are we going to see people just blasting the heck out of their battery? Battery consumption is going to be a big one.
I couldn't agree more. And honestly, I've seen that it seems like this track is weirdly pretty good about regenerating your batteries. So I don't see it being something that like is going to be hard for people to manage. But I think if they don't manage it still and they get a little bit too greedy with it, it's going to really hurt them in the long run. So I'm excited to see it. It's always really fun when I look at this track map too and you see the elevation to see just how huge of a hill that is coming out from Eau Rouge Radion all the way to the end of at the beginning of turn 5. It's huge. The amount of elevation change is massive, and then to just drop straight back down all the way up into all the way out of Puhan and to turn like 9 and 10, that final sector 2-3 area. It's wild to see how much it changes as this race goes on, or as this track goes on. So I'm excited to see how they handle it. I think we're gonna have a shock winner tonight. Is my little guess.
Shock winner.
I think we're gonna have a shock winner tonight. I think we're gonna have somebody who hasn't won a race yet this season, who's been vying for one for a long time. I think we're going to have a win out of Minico today.
Okay. Do you know what? I'm down for that. I'm down for that. In that McLaren, yeah, I'd love to see Minico do well. You know, he's been here for a serious amount of time now. Yeah, it'd be great to see him pull something out of the bag tonight for sure.
Absolutely. And we got Arcadia in chat, Matt, that I didn't mention him, but I think Arcadia's got a good chance for second. Let's go ahead and take a look actually at these drivers because a lot of them are already out there on track. Let's see what they got. Oops, excuse me. We got Justin Schrei. He's went ahead and put in the full first and last name in here. He's getting real sweaty right there with Arcadia, Cookie, MV1, Estenba, City of Art, Eruption, Simon Carlson, Supply Raptor serving a qualifying ban, Happy Like Pies, Tachubi, Miniko, as I mentioned, Titan, Badunk with the hashtag Texas Dick to give some homage to his team principal, and then Sketchy Bull, Freddie Ronzel, and Jazzyvon, of course, in the back of the 17. No Yellow Snowman tonight. MV1 is taking over for him tonight, though he was one that I was really excited to watch tonight. Unfortunately, with him not racing, it's been sad, but I got a lot to talk about him after last week's insane P4 that he got. What are you thinking about this race tonight, and also about last week's race for him?
Last week's race for Yellow, outrageous. I said to you, off mic, that he loves that kind of track, and he's always been good at Monaco, and Hungary is Monaco without walls. So,
yes.
I'm not surprised to see Yellow throw that down and get up to P4 last night. I think you said he went up a considerable amount of places in the championship last week as well, right?
Yes, he actually moved up 8 positions in the championship, as you guys can see on this graphic right here. It was unbelievable. And then, of course, City of R right behind him. I cannot forget to give him some love. He got 5th, and he moved up 6 positions as well. So both those guys, great movement up the grid. And City of R racing tonight, but Yellowstone will not be able to defend that momentum tonight. So we'll see if his reserve, MV1, can go out there and throw down a good result. I mean, we obviously know anybody with the name MV1 paying homage to Max Verstappen, and they seem to always be very good at this game, which is quite annoying that we've had about like 9 or 10 of them in this league before. We already have our first qualifying time thrown down, and it's a 42-0, which is crazy. That's better than the Tier 3 pole by 0.5, and that's the first banker. So that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. I think we're going to get into the 40s.
You think so?
I think we're going to get into the 40s. The guys are throwing down laps early doors. Like we say, the banker lap. So Tachubi and the Red Bulls just gone. 13.5 minutes left, by the way. 41.8
That's
already
crazy.
for his banker. So I think we might sneak ourselves into the 40s tonight. Certainly low 41s.
I think we'll get the low 41s. I think the only person who has a really good shot at a 40 that I've at least seen do it so far is Eruption. He got a 40.9 in a qualifying session. So I've seen him do it before. I mean, I've seen people's time trials be a lot better, right? But this track, time trial versus real life application, is actually quite different. It's one of the ones that has one of the starkest difference in the game. So we'll see what happens. I'm learning. Tachubi, this is actually his home race. There goes Eruption as I'm talking about him with a 41.5. Tachubi's actually from Belgium, a fun fact. So maybe this will be a good race for him. You never know.
Yeah, it's amazing how much time people put into their home race.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of, because they want to just do well there. They just want to do well there.
Yep. Yeah, they are very locked in to put in their best performance. So somebody asking, what is Eruption's name? Your guess is as good as mine. None of us know. But you know what? It's probably some code for some zillennial thing. We don't really know.
Super quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Super quick eruption. That's what
Yeah, that's what I mean. Super quick. That's all those letters and numbers and symbols. Super quick. I like that. That's gonna be his name now. Now Badunk, though, obviously with the hashtag playing homage to Cobb K as he's here in chat. I think Badunk is going to be also a pretty scary one tonight. He always puts on a good performance. He's been really strong this season so far, so I'm curious to see what he's got. Now, speaking as we're talking about teams and team principals, let's go ahead and take a look at our team standings for the entire league. Right now, we've got Kamau sitting in the lead with the Red Bulls, the McLaren right behind. We got Williams sitting in third, only a couple points off of the top 2. So it's really anybody's game in the top 3 still. And then Jammers in 4th, Kismax in 5th in the Aston. We got Alpine's JBTC as a team principal sitting in 6th. Mods, Kick Sauber in 7th. We got the Mercedes of Com in 8th. John does work as a team principal for V-Carb in 9th, dropping down a little bit. And Nathan still struggling for the points. I wonder if tonight's going to be the same struggle for the points with City of R and Rich Sebi. We're going to find out for sure. I think, honestly, here's my other shock prediction. Rich Sebi will have a good race tonight.
Rich Sebi will have a good race tonight. Yeah, and again, you know what? He's due a good race. I think he's shown some good pace and some good potential, as most of these drivers have. but I think you're right when you said at the beginning that we could see some shocks tonight. It'd just be nice to see us mix this up a little bit, not just in terms of the Tier 1 standings, but also, you know, for those all-important overall standings. You know,
Absolutely.
I'm happy to see Williams up in 3rd position. They were my hot pick right at the very beginning of this process. So yeah, be good to see a few of these guys that haven't managed to secure too many points so far this season really begin to steal some points off those guys at the very, very top.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I want to see a little bit of moving and shaking. Speaking of moving and shaking, we got Nathan coming in here telling us we don't need to look at this lap from his own driver, so that's brutal. He says Rich Sebi has a good race every race. I don't know if the standings support that, but you know what? I like the support that you have emotionally. That is really good. Let's see if he can turn that emotional support into lap times. Currently, he's on his way to the middle of Sector 2, down through whatever this long right-hander is into No Name Corner, which I think is still so funny that they call it No Name. Rivage, thank you. And on his way into what I like to affectionately call Poupon, but I know it's Puhan. I think it's funny because it sounds like you're pooping on somebody. Rich Sebi looking like he's not pooping on this lap, though. He's putting down some pretty good times. I'm curious if we're going to get some rain tonight in this race. If you had to put an over-under on rain, are you going to say we are going to get it tonight, Andy, with absolutely no guess besides a coin flip, or do you think we're not going to get it?
I think we'll get it. I mean, it looks very, very nice at the minute. The sun is shining. The weather is sweet. Makes me want to move my driving feet. But yes, I would love to see a little bit of rain tonight at Spa-Francorchamps, because I think that gives us even more chance of having a surprise winner and some interesting developments and spice as we move throughout the course of the race.
That's a good point. I definitely would like to see some rain. I find it very fun. Ooh, there goes Rich Sebi, the first good lap of the night, which isn't super great. So 43.003. Definitely know he's got a little bit more in that one. Eruption still leading with Tachubis thing in second. Arcadia in third on an invalid outlap. I'm also really, really curious about MV1 coming in reserving. I know him to be an absolute speed demon. He's a literal bullet in a cockpit. So I'm excited to see what he's got here tonight. I think it's going to be very interesting. Him and Freddie Razel, when they want to put it down, they can be really, really, really fast. You had mentioned you just saw a league race with 2 of these drivers, correct?
I did, yeah. I've just witnessed a race round the Hungaroring Budapest with Cookie and Supply Raptor. Supply Raptor obviously sitting out qualification tonight due to a qualification ban. However, at the Hungaroring, before the stewards get their teeth into the shenanigans that happened throughout the course of the race, Supply Raptor went from 19th at turn 1 to win the race.
Wow.
He got second in qualification, got spun at the start of the race. But by the way, a glitch happened. It was, as the lights went out, it was lap 2 and DRS was activated. It then maneuvered its way back to lap 1 halfway through lap 1 or lap 2. But yeah, during that moment, he did get spun out all the way to the back and challenged Cookie all the way. Yeah, it was a very interesting glitch. It made my Showtime shout a little bit. I don't really know how to really talk
almost.
It was
I was gonna say almost overshadowed, right? For the sheer shock of the whole moment.
I was in the moment, and you know, it's showtime, or is it showtime? I don't know if it's showtime. But I didn't know whether we're going to have a restart. Cars were going left, right, and center. We didn't have a restart. The race went ahead, and yeah, Supply Raptor and Cookie threw down one heck of a race. And B-Dog's just thrown one heck of a lap, by the way, with a 42.1 to go 6th fastest, 800s quicker than his teammate Cookie.
He has. However, you know, I had mentioned something about MV1. I'm watching his lap right now. I'm on board. He's on his way through gosh, what's the name of that corner? Really fast left hit. Blanchimont, thanks so much. And he is over 5/10 up on his best lap before he got to the end of Sector 2. So, however he handles his final sector, let's see what he's got right here. It's going to be a 41. There it is, 41.562. That's the current provisional. There it is. We're back up to the speed that I wanted to see. So 41s. Oh, and Estambar just makes us all look so slow. Wow.
41.1. Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one, I'm not going to lie. That's crazy.
Estambar is somebody else who's thrown down a 40.
He has, you're right. I've seen it.
Esteban in practice has thrown that 40 down, so he will be he'll be vying with nearly 6 minutes left of qualification session.
Tons of time.
We've got loads of time left. Loads of time.
Now, you know how in this game, a lot of drivers have been taking that double outlap system?
Mm-hmm.
This track is very much so not conducive to that because it's so long. It does wear out your tires enough to the point that it's not even worth it to double outlap. And so a lot of these drivers are probably having to think about that right now. Like, hey, like we really do need to warm up these tires through this first lap. It's an unfortunate predicament where it's both too long of a track to double outlap, but not long enough to get your tires fully up to temp by the time you get to the end of the first one. So they're all in a bit of a pickle for the strategy on this one. So I'm curious what they're all going to do. If they're going to keep it traditional, if they might try the double.
Yeah, well, we're about to see Cookie go over the line. He is rapid right now. That is a 41.4. He's gone second fastest to join Esteban on that front row provisionally. 5 minutes left.
Wow. That's pretty fast. And somebody who's been having a bit of a rough season down at the back, he's still unfortunately having a bit of a rough one. It's Mr. Titan. Do we think we're going to see anything better out of him today?
Yeah, I've just seen his lap. He put down that 43.2. He did go a little bit quicker, but obviously just not quite enough to get himself up. He's going to have an opportunity to do one more run. Battery recharged quite nicely, but of course that fuel light is flashing furiously. It was not easy for me to say then, by the way.
Yeah, it is a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? I think he's going to have to go in. And with him going in, it does put him in a bit of a precarious situation, doesn't it? Where he's got to he's got to get in there. Oh, it's pretty precarious. Wow, we are jinxing the heck out of him tonight. That was a sketchy moment from Mr. Titan, who's blitzing. He's trying to blitz his way back to the pits as quick as he can. He's got 4 minutes. He's got plenty of time. It's going to take him about a minute-ish once he's actually gone in there to get out of there. So he'll be able to get out with, you'll have to have a bit of a quick outlap, but not too bad. But man, he's definitely changing his undies right now after that one. That was a scary one.
Yeah, for sure. I think I need to change mine, to be fair.
Jeez, that was sketchy. Mr. Titan, great catch on the grass. And now the only person out on track, the lonely one, is Cookie. It looks like he's going to be going in, though, so he's just waiting. And then City of R is trying to join him right now. So it's just two drivers on track. Another Williams, I think, is going out there. Maybe Bedunk. Yeah, it is. He's going to go out a little bit early. I expect right at 2 minutes and 40 seconds, everybody hits that go out button, is my guess.
Yeah, Cookie's got 3 minutes, 10 seconds left. He's not in the pit box just yet. So by the time these guys roll that Williams back into the pit lane, back into the pit box, back into the garage, he might be struggling to get himself around.
And he's got to make sure that he can also pick tires, too. He's probably gotten the tire selection page right about now. He's got about 5 seconds before I think everyone's going to start heading out. And yeah, I'm watching a lot of movement in this pit lane right now. You can see outlap pop up left and right and center. Everybody's starting to go out right now. A lot of movement on that pit lane. So Cookie got to get a move on as well in his box and get rolling. Oh, everybody's going. Oh, yeah, everybody's going right now. This pit lane has come alive. All these drivers wait until the very last minute, which is both good and bad because it could end up ruining them and getting them all stacked up with each other. One person who's really waited a long time is Eruption. He's way at the back. Cookie, I think, isn't even going to go. I think he's staying in.
Yeah, he's got to get out now. If he's going to go out, he's got to go out now.
No chance. I don't think he's going to go for it. Chazzy just went out. Chazzy is going to be in an interesting spot. There's also, yeah, Cookie's not. Cookie is going. No way he gets across.
He can get across, but he's going to have to.
What's this? Oh, he has to wait.
He has to wait.
Cookie's done. No chance. He has ruined it. Oh, wait, no. I know what he's doing. I know exactly what he's doing. We all know what he's doing. Yep.
Oh, for his teammate. Oh, for his teammate.
Of course it is. We know these two to work together like nobody else in this entire league. There it is. I was looking like it. I was like, this feels suspicious. He knows better. But instead, he decided to sacrifice his last run. He says, the 41.4 is all I got in the tank. Let me give some love to my teammate. And pops out last minute. He was probably yelling at Bedunk over the radio, commit like I'm not here. I'll get out of the way. That looks like it worked out for him. He's going pretty quick right here. Let's see what Badunk can do at the rest of this lap. He goes around Ravage, looking pretty dialed in, pretty tight. Good exit, too. Throttle overs here to get out of there. No name turn. Quick downshift blip, and he's through it. And on his way into Poop on. No poop here. It's only gold. He's looking really good, actually. I'm curious to see what he's got in the center timer. I can't look off him before we get to that center timer. I need to know.
No, exactly.
This sector 3 actually, or sector 2, it's looking a little rough. I think there's some time left on the table right there, but he is 3/10 up. So we put him at the 41.8 mark and put him up right in front of Tachubi, give or take. Now, can he get any faster than that in this final sector? Let's see what he's got. He's going to be coming across Blanchimont. There it is. I remembered it this time. Haha. Looking pretty strong on his way into bus stop. Breaking late right at the beginning of the curbing. Really late. Oh, gets the rear end around just a little bit through some slight rear locking. Good acceleration. Okay, this is going to be quick. 41.6. Good move from Badunk. Only 1/10 off his teammate, but 3 positions away from it. That's crazy. And our current provisional pole sitter at Esteban is looking strong as well. I think he's done. I think. No, he's still going for it.
Yeah,
So
he's going.
Eruption, I think, is going to go for it as well. Arcadia, he said that he was feeling pretty confident today, but he is down in his best time, so I don't know if he's going to be able to get any better. Chupi's also down in his best time. Freddie Roselle is up at his best time. What's he got right here coming across the final bit? 41.6. Freddie putting down a really good lap right there. And MV1 is also up in his time as well. MV1, in my opinion, one of the potential pole challengers tonight. Him and Eruption, I think, are pretty good shouts for, a good shot at pole against Esteban. But right now, it looks like Esteban's positioned to lose rather than to win. 41.3 right there from MV1. They're inching ever closer. It's getting tight, and Eruption is up 3.5 tenths, almost 4. That puts him right there in front of MV1 already, and basically on the tail of Esteban. So he just needs to have a slightly better final sector than the Red Bull did, and he's got this one done. And Esteban's done with qualifying. He is off. So it's Eruptions to win or lose right here. Do we see him grab it? The guy who I predicted for a win at Minico is sitting in 10th right now. He needs to have a good qualifying. He doesn't have the best one. He's at 9th right now. Eruption? Boom!
Yes.
There it is. Almost got the 40. And Chazzy-Bot, I think, one of the last ones to make a lap. He will finish. Goes up to 10th only. Happy Like Pies is done. City of R is done. That is it for qualifying, with Eruption bringing home the pole position for Aston Martin, followed up by Esteban, who had a blistering second lap of the session, and MV1 running out our top 3 within Cookie, Tachubi, Badunk, Freddie Roselle, Arcadia, Minico, and Chazzy-Bot completes our full top 10. Outside of that, we got Sketchy Bull in his coveted P11, Sebi in 12th, Shry in 13th, Happy Like Pies in 14th. Good qualifying from Happy Like Pies, actually. A little better than he usually ends up. City of R in 15th, Titan in 16th, and Simon Carlson in 17th. Supply Raptor, no qualification. Andy, I'm looking a little silly with the mini show, aren't I?
Almost made it to the 40s, 34 milliseconds away from the 40s. You were right, and I was incorrect.
It was tight.
Love to see on a Sunday night.
It was really close. I mean, honestly, that's such a negligible amount of difference. Obviously, it's racing, right? That is all the difference. But it is so tight of a difference. It could have been any way. So it was probably one little blip of the throttle. It was just a little bit too late, or maybe a little bit too early, and that's all it took to get himself out of that 40.9 contention. But it does not matter. Eruption still brings home that pole position by over a tenth over Esteban, who we know to be very fast as well on his day, and then MV1 sits in third. Rich Sebi coming in here says, my best time ever is a 42.0. I would have gotten cooked either way. That's crazy. I can't believe I'm faster than Rich Sebi at this track. That's wild. I have a 41.7 in time trial. It doesn't really count, right? But still, I like knowing that. Ha ha, Sebi. Titan hits us with the I'm not last. You're right. He is not. 16th out of 18. Definitely not last. He's a little bit far back there, but you know what? 6 positions for some points. It's very doable as we see all the carnage going through turn 1 and also up a Rouge Radion. Looks dry of a race. Do we get wet late, though?
Little bit of cloud up in that top left-hand corner that we see.
So, I see it, too.
Not bright blue skies. Not bright blue, but good conditions for our guys to start off in this race.
Yeah.
I think we've had a real good qualifying session, and there's such big gaps here. This is a very, very long lap. So 1 or 2 mistakes in terms of qualification can cost you all that time. It's going to be real interesting to see what the race pace is, though, today.
Absolutely.
That is the key. The key thing here is for get away clean. Make sure you don't get caught in any shenanigans. Certainly in sector 1, there can be terminal things happening.
So
I actually remember here before we get to green. I do remember missing my brake pedal at turn 1.
I remember that.
Thankfully, I only killed myself, nobody else.
That was a golden clip. Will forever be in the MRL archives. That was so funny. I don't think I've ever seen somebody miss a corner as much as that, and it was just iconic. That was so good. Well, hey, speaking of iconic, we got an iconic race in our hands, and we got 5 lights ready to go for them to go out so these drivers can go racing. And it is time to go racing. We are lights out, and there goes Eruption with a great launch. Everyone with an even better one, though. He is all the way blitzing up past Estenbaugh, and we got some smoke and carnage in the back, but nobody crashing. Oh, just kidding. There it is. There's a big one. Turn 1. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, it's Shrike getting turned around, and Sketchy Bull also turned around, and Simon Colston. City of Art gets mildly collected. He loses a little bit of wing, and no safety cars. Happy Like Pie somehow makes that alive as well, but only just. Oof, that was a gnarly start. No rain for these drivers either, so that's something for them to notice and pay attention to. Freddy Rosell getting passed up by Arcadia, who's looking rather racy on the straights, and Minico still sits in 9th. The leaders all stay in and holding station. Except for MV1, making a great move on Estenbaugh off the line.
Yeah, not a great start for the guys towards the back there. So damage for Sketchy Bull, damage for City of R. Minico getting swallowed up there by a couple of cars. Still in P11, though.
Yep.
As the majority of our leaders do get away. Supply Raptor already up to P13 and right on the rear of Mr. Titan and Minico. Here on lap 1 of 22.
That is true. Yeah, Titan's made up some good positions as well. I mean, he's all the way up 4 already, so he's making moves right now. He's really going for it. Just so unfortunate for everybody in the back that got caught up by that little bit of shenanigans. That's very rough, but such is racing, right? Up at the front, we got Cookie putting some pressure on the top 3. He's not far off. These gaps are tight. They're only going to get tighter, too.
Yeah, they're on. So Tubey looks like he's got good pace in that Red Bull. So the Red Bull's looking pretty strong, as are obviously the Williams as well. 2 Red Bulls and 2 Williams in that top 6.
That's true. Very good point. Now I'm hearing Pat the Rock is letting us know Sketchy Bull in the back has rear wing damage. Oh my gosh. And he has gone to the pits.
Wing damage as well.
Yeah, definitely. He's got all the wing damage. But man, that's tough.
This is not the track.
Yeah,
not the track to have rear wing damage.
If he was a bird, he would not be flying with all that wing damage. Now we got to look at the rest of this race, though. We got MV1 closing in on the leader. Everyone looking for an outside pass, and he's going to get it done. Eruption went ahead and let off and let him go and say, hey, I'll just go ahead and leapfrog with you. And look at that. MV1 is blinking, so he's used up all the energy that he's got in the battery bank. And he's going to see if he can do his best to pull away right here. Let's take a look at our tire strategies from all these drivers, as I'm curious what they're all running. It's all mediums with a couple holdouts, a couple people on softs with Arcadia, Rich Sebi, and Happy Like Pie is playing that strategy, and then 2 people on hards, Chazzy-Bot and Supply Raptor. Interesting strats for all these guys. Now, if you were these guys here in Tier 1, which tires would you be starting on?
I'd be wanting to finish the race on the faster compound, so I'd probably want to start on the hard tire, but this is probably why I'm a Tier 5 driver and these guys are Tier 1 drivers. They know something perhaps that I don't know.
It seems like this medium just lasts a really weird amount of time at this track. It just seems like entirely like it's immune to wear. So that's why so many of these drivers decide to opt for it off the start. I think it was definitely the smart move. The softs, in my opinion, is very risky. You have to get lucky with a safety car before lap 5, a proper safety car. Otherwise, it will not work out for you, in my opinion. And the hards is just playing the long game. The hards can last from lap 1 all the way to lap 22, no problem. They won't even hit 50% usually. So, we'll see. We'll see what these guys have got. Yeah, Nathan puts it a good point. Mediums do have a good window on the low fuel. They definitely do. So, we'll see what these guys can do with that information. Now, DRS train. Take a look at this. It looks like Chazzy and Sebi just barely outside of it, but prior to that, we had like a full grid DRS train all the way up to like 14th.
Yeah, there's a lot of tight racing going on. We got Chazzy, Minico, and Is that Freddie? Yeah, there's a lot of close racing, actually. It was Sebi, Chazibot, Minico coming through to Lacombe, down towards Rivage. They go now. And that was a little bit... would have got my heart beating a little bit if I'd seen two cars, one either side of me as we came into Lacombe.
Yeah, I agree. I think Sebi seems to be a little bit off the pace right here. I mean, he's sitting in ninth. I said he was going to have a decent race today. Nathan said that he could score 10th every single week if he wanted to. He was just, trying to be easy on everybody else, which I really do appreciate that sportsmanship, But I think he's leaving the sportsmanship at the door today, and he's going to go for it. But he is losing time to Freddie Razel in front of him, so although he might be trying hard, it looks like he's not trying hard enough. The drivers in front are all getting away from him.
Yeah, they are getting away from him, and those soft tires don't look like the play for him right now, because the Arcadia on the soft compound in P7 is managing to stick with B-Dunk.
Yes.
Does have Freddie for company as well, of course. But this is where, when you choose that soft tire, you got to make it sing early doors, otherwise you're going to be in trouble.
And I think once you lose the DRS at this track too, it is a horrible compound effect. It just gets worse and worse and worse. So with him already losing it, it's going to make a really big difference as the race goes on. Cookie, in my opinion, has a really good chance of making a pass here onto Chuby. Even though Chuby will have DRS, he's not going to have the benefit of proper slipstreaming like Cookie will. Coming out of Radion and onto the main straight. MV1 gets passed up by Eruption handsomely. He's going to go ahead and just hang back into second. And then Estenbos still rounding out our top three. Holden Station staying strong. It looks like he has a bit of a wibble wobble. But he's keeping it pretty clean, cool, calm, and collected. So far, relatively uneventful. Nothing too crazy besides the turn one carnage. Do we think we see another big pileup?
I think the longer the race goes on, the more chance we've got of something like that. Certainly with these guys staying nice and tight and close to each other. Patience, frustration. That's what we see in league racing, no matter what the tier you're in. Somebody always tries to send one down the inside. And as it happens, MV1 has now dropped out of DRS range from Eruption. So if he doesn't get, as we just talk about that, and we do have a car round, it looks like Happy Like Pies is round.
Oh, it is.
In the middle of Sector 2 there, where that elevation change really kind of gets hold of you. Like he's lost. So big gap between Freddie Rozelle and Rich Sebi. 3.8 seconds. Minico is going to be looking at Rich Sebi, surely coming up to the bus stop chicane. Is he going to make a move up the inside?
Not quite.
Decides not to. Also, Chazzy Bot in close contention as well there. A little bit deep into the second part of the chicane. Ooh. From Minico means that Chazzy Bot had to take evasive action. Into the pit lane goes Happy Like Pies to get rid of the soft tire and potentially to have some kind of
damage repair. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm going to go onto his camera because I want to see if he did end up losing a wing. Looks like he did. Oof, that's really unfortunate. So, Happy Like Pies, I mean, obviously, he's going to help him out, right, for the rest of this race, and he's just got to hope for that safety car. It is possible for sure, but we've had a lot of safety car free races this season, so you never know. There's a really tight three-way battle with Minico, Sebi, and Chazzy still. It is not letting up between the three of these guys. They're falling off the pack from in front of him, right, but I don't think they really care because they're just having a great time right now, so they're loving it. This is some good racing between these three. It's fighting for the final 2 point positions. One of them will become the saddest person in the world with that famous P11. Sketchable grabs himself 3. Rich Sebi is also already on 3. Let's take a look at anybody else. That's just those two. So we shall see what he's got in his tank. Titan also grabbing 3. Oof. 3-second penalties are starting to pile in. We'll see many more than what we tried a cumulative penalty bet, and I had won that one. What are we thinking for today? Cumulative penalty.
What, cumulative penalties? Holy.
Yes.
Cumulative penalty. Oh my god! Now, you're now asking me to add things together. Only in increments of 3.
Correct.
I think we are gonna see. I think we might see a minute worth of penalties.
No, 60 seconds.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of guys picking up 12s. I think we're only on lap 6.
It's fair.
There's going to be guys pushing hard. Tire wear will go off. Certainly these guys on that soft tire. We can always see Rich Sebi picking up the 3.
It's true.
I mean, where are the areas for penalties? I guess middle of Sector 2, all the way through Sector 2, really, are your penalty moments.
Yeah, it's a big one. And by the way, somebody who just had the penalty of being in a bad position was Eruption. He just got double overtaken by Esteban and MV1. So unfortunate for him, he's having to sit back into third now, and he watches these two guys have a lot more fun in front of him. I think that we're going to see a combined cumulative of 30 seconds. That's my guess tonight.
Okay.
I think we'll see 10 individual 3-second penalties from people. Outside of that, though, I can't see any more, honestly. But you never know, right?
Yeah, maybe we should do the under-over.
Yeah.
Maybe the under-over. I'll tell you what. I'll go
over 30?
Over 30, you go under 30.
So 30, you're going to go 31 plus. I'm going to go 30 minus.
Yeah.
Okay. Book it, chat. Let's go. Everybody else in chat, give us your guesses on how many penalty points we're going to get, or how many seconds of penalties we're going to get tonight cumulative. Mockmage is giving us 90. That's insane. This is not tier 6, good sir. Though I bet you it would happen there. Up in the front, it's still Esteban, MV1, and their show. They are having a nice little battles. Mercedes and Red Bull. We love that story. Like seeing it unfold both in the virtual world as well as in real life. Did not happen too much today in the real world, but obviously it's a storied rival over the years. Esteban and MV1 going to continue that storied rival here tonight across the 19 corners of Spa-Francorchamps, the 4.3 miles of crazy, crazy high-speed racetrack. Kachubi, B-Dunk, and Eruption all trying to spoil their fun up at the front, with Cookie also hanging out right there in 6th, though he's a little bit farther off of the party of that top 5. I mean, it's a really tight little grid up at the front of here, man. These guys are just nailed in. It's crazy. Now watch
those top seven have kind of checked out.
Yep.
Freddie at the back end of that. I think Freddie will be quite happy with where he's sat right now. Doesn't have to worry about anything behind him as it currently stands as we approach a third distance in this race. Looking in good shape.
That's true. You know what I've noticed as well? Esteban, Eruption, and MV1 keep like trading off to where whoever's in the lead drops down 2. Whoever's in second moves up to first. Whoever's in third moves up to second every lap. And so they're fully recycling all 3 of each other every single lap. It's very interesting what's going on between the 3 of them right now because of the fact that they're all so close. And it's always 2 people that make the pass and 1 person gets double passed. So I wonder how long that cycle is going to continue. It seems like it's going to be on for a while. We'll obviously see. Somebody who I also really want to keep paying attention to is Rich Sebi. He's still on those 6-lap-old softs. When does he call it quits and go in?
I would suggest he's probably going to call it quits anytime now. He is... I mean, Miniko's the champagne cork in the bottle right now. He's got Chazzy Bot behind him. Rich Sebi's just dropped off the back of those. So even with Miniko 6.5 seconds off the pace of the back of Freddie, Rich Sebi can't make those softs work right now after 6 laps on them.
That's a really good point. Very good point. So they're saying lap 9. I think that that going in a little bit earlier is going to be the move. We actually see somebody dive in. It's Rich Sebi. Look at that. He was listening to us. There he goes. I disagree entirely with everybody that says that the softs are on the move here. They really die off so quickly. It's just not even worth it. In tier 1, it's not going to work. It might work in tier 4, 5, or 6 for sure. But anything 2 and 1, and even 3, really, the softs just were not the call. So, no surprise there.
Yeah, and he's going to peel out. He's going to peel out P15 and have a reasonable gap to the back of Arcadia. Lap delta in terms of tyres. Simon Colston and Mr. Titan, Justin Schrei on 7-lap-old medium tyres. They're obviously yet to pit. So it'll be interesting to see how Rich kind of tries to reel those guys in. I think there's about 12, 13 seconds between Rich Sebi and Simon Colston. So, or Justin, should I say, at the start of that little train from P11 down.
Yeah, it's shrinking quickly, though, because right now, Rich Sebi has definitely gained a couple tenths per corner. So I think he'll be able to catch up pretty quickly. We'll see, though. We'll see. I think somebody to watch when it comes to this back of the grid area is still going to be Schrei. I think if he gets lucky with a safety car, it's going to be pretty pretty interesting up at the front of this grid for sure. Now, back up at the front as well, like we mentioned, Esteban, MV1, and Eruption still trading positions, the 3 of them, just not giving up any room to anybody 4th and back. They're staying very, very, very relevant and giving us a good, tight little race right here. Esteban trying to get some good power down. It gets a little bit squirrely actually on exit, but not too much to the point that he loses too much time. He stays just up in it with MV1 and Eruption.
Yeah, I'll tell you who has lost a little bit of time. Cookie lost a little bit of time there because he was behind B-Dunk. Freddie Rozelle is now 1.7 seconds off the back of B-Dunk, and Cookie's fallen behind Freddie.
That's a good point. I wonder what happened there.
Seemed to be something that happened maybe either down the Kemmel straight down to Lacombe through Sector 2, but we might see that payback happen now as Cookie just a little bit too far back to make any kind of move on Freddie. Closed down at 4/10 as Minico and Chazibot swap positions a little bit further on back.
They did, and we also got a penalty coming in through Badunk, so now we're at 12 already. I guess the over 30 is starting to look pretty good.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how these medium runners. If you're telling me that these mediums can go quite a distance now, that this, the delta against the hards isn't so bad. I mean, look, we've got 16 drivers on the medium tire right now and only 2 on the hards. Oh.
Oh no.
Okay. Okay.
Hello,
Houston.
everybody. Houston, we have a solution, not a problem. Yellowstone says null and void. Exactly. No, and you're right. Couldn't have you lose positions. No way. Sebi says the whole thing crashed for everybody in the lobby, too. Let me double check. Apologies, everybody, while we go and take a look at this unscheduled recess. Oh, we're back.
Oh,
we're not.
We are back.
Everybody's dead, though.
Yeah, everybody is dead because the whole lobby's on the soft tire.
And also, half the people are parked. It was decided, yeah, we're done with this race today.
Wow.
Yeah, MV1 and Chazzy somehow teleported themselves into first. They said we're done with this race. Eruption also was like, yeah, I got some out of it as well. We got Esteban who decided to park behind them, hang out, and then we're going to go ahead and call it a day. Look at that, interesting right there. But I believe that is going to be, that's going to have to be a big restart. Oh, man.
Well,
that is unfortunate. I hope somebody has the grid, because I definitely did not. We could go back and find it.
Yeah, if somebody who's watching could actually go back and grab the grid, that would be most useful.
Exactly. Oh, no. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. You know what? We like a little bit of intrigue, you know what I mean?
Well, do you know what? I was enjoying that far too much, clearly.
Exactly. I think we all were enjoying it too much. That's the problem. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, I think 35% race is probably the right move. It's unfortunate, but it's probably the right move.
Yeah. Well, it was a really good first 9 laps, I have to say. I was very much enjoying that. Clearly enjoying it far too much. And EA, or Codemasters, or Disaster Class, whatever we want to call them, have decided that we can't just have too much fun every Sunday night.
Exactly.
Fall into the glitches.
And now we're back on the grid, technically, with half the grid not even here anymore, and they just consider, somehow it's a full restart. What even is this?
I'm still got a black screen.
This is crazy. This is wild.
Mark Mage says, no, make them do 50%. I want them to suffer longer. Error, there are not enough players remaining to start the session. Now be returned to the lobby. Why, thank you.
Well, same. So nice of them. Apologies, everybody here in chat. Hope you guys are all doing great. We're getting everything taken care of right here. We're getting everything taken care of. Almost got it. Oh, yes. Michigan fan has been a G and has clipped the order for our Tier 1 coordinator.
Good man.
At City.
Guess we should leave that session then.
Exactly. Probably should, huh? Unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Yes, it is unfortunate. But what did you take from the what did you take from our sprint race we've just had around Belgium?
You know, it was a good sprint race. It was a very good sprint race. We almost never do restarts this far in. This is pretty rare. That's like we're pretty far in. Let me double check something real fast. Yeah, if I recall correctly, we redo a full 50%. Unfortunate. Exactly. Everyone's saying pointless. No one to blame except for EA. Sad. But it is likely a yes. 50% quality order restart. Same weather.
Quality order.
Yep. Unfortunate. But such is life, right? This is how it works. Esteban is very excited for the full 50. He's like, yes, thank gosh. That's a little bit rough, though. I mean, obviously, I don't think it was like a full migration. City of R said his game just entirely 100% crashed out of nowhere. So really not 100% sure what happened there. Definitely quite unfortunate, but you know what? I'm sure it's going to it's gonna get reset, no problem. We should be fine right here. Let's see what is going to happen. City. Let us know when it's up. I mean, we were seeing some good racing at that point, too. I mean, they're like nice little pods that were going hard against each other. And then just, what a buzzkill, right?
Do you know what? It really is. And we've spoken on numerous occasions throughout the course of this this game cycle so far. We're only, 6 races into our season. The game's been live for months now, maybe?
2 months, yeah. We had 2 months in today, I think, from early release.
Yeah. You know, these are the kind of things that, you know, as ambassadors, we are ambassadors for this game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we rock up every week, various different leagues. We put on a good show for all the people who come to watch. And it's just incredibly unfortunate that, you know, we can't have stability in these lobbies. That's all we ask is stability.
It definitely is a bit rough. I mean, obviously, I know that, you know, luckily enough, we have a great community that's able to be fluid and flexible and able to, move quickly on this stuff. But you're right, it definitely does kind of mess with stuff quite a lot. It's quite unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. But do you know what? The good thing is, like you've said, we've got a fantastic, wonderful community of drivers and of people from an administrative perspective as well. And you know what? We won't let this get us down. We'll still make it happen. We'll still get a race done. And the people that flock to our YouTube channel will still get to see us put down some good racing tonight. That's for sure.
Exactly. Now I'm excited to get this race restarted as well, because obviously it means that the whole corners that we had at the beginning, Sketchy Bull would be celebrating. It looks like he's actually not going to be able to come back from what I saw, if I recall correctly. Is it him or Rich Sebi who's not able to come back? Sebi's not able to come back? Oh, man. That's tough. Man, I mean, he was actually doing a pretty good job. I think he was sitting like 12th or 13th, so he had a pretty decent chance at a point right there, a point or two. New lobby should be starting up any minute now, of course. We're just waiting for that one to get launched up. I believe by City of R will be going ahead and restarting it for us. I expect it to come up pretty soon. He says he's sending out invites right now, so yes, we should be getting back into this race any minute now, and get ready to go racing again. Now, Andy, now that we've got a restart, we've already seen the general race pace from these guys. Do we see any new shockers of like, whoa, this guy, what the heck? Where'd this come from?
Well, that can only come if one of our guys hasn't enjoyed his setup. I guess. If one of the guys does not enjoy his setup and decides to make some changes to his setup, I don't know how we control and monitor that, of course, with Park Vermeer effectively having been removed from the situation. But yeah, if somebody's been getting swallowed up on the Camel Straight down towards Le Combe, maybe even where they've got DRS, maybe they'll make a couple of little clicks on those wings. But I can't imagine us having too much. Difference in terms of race pace, you know, that would surprise us from what we saw first up there. I guess was it Minico who dropped like quite a long way off the back, or Rich Sebi maybe soft tires? Yeah,
I think we'll see a couple of different changes in strategy, but when it comes to setups, I don't think we're going to see any changes in setups. I don't believe you're supposed to do that anyway. So it's just a bit of an honor rule on that one. But yeah, we want to make sure that everybody stays in. By the way, I just sent you a new invite, and for Arcadia, who's in here as well, yes, we are redoing it quali order, or the new 50% race. We are going to get there in just a second. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. I'm going to make sure I can send a message to Arcadia.
When you get in, can you find me
I just did.
Oh, you did. Good.
Yep. Also, yes, Sketchable says, hey, I can get my rear wing fixed. Yay. Exactly. You are back in it, baby. You are back in. It's like it never even happened. We got 18 drivers in here, or sorry, 17 in here right now. I think that's everybody. As long as City of R picks a car, we're good to go. Racing again. We should get going. Me personally, I'm a fan of a 35%, but I believe it's 50%. Yes, it's 50%. 50%.
And because we didn't get through 50% of the race, we do 50%. Yeah. Correct.
Yep. Yeah. Unfortunate, but such is life. It will get switched up that way. Let's hope that this one is going to be a little bit better. It's tough because like whenever you see one lobby restart, you always get like scared there's going to be a second one in a row, because it does sometimes happen. I've seen it happen before. And when there's a second one, we usually go off of existing race qualification of when the second restart would theoretically happen, which is really unfortunate because it does mess with a lot of people's strategies. But imagine it like a permanent red flag and we run out of time is the way you can think about it when it comes to like real life racing. When you get those big time red flags that like, you know, take the race out of contention for weather or like really, really, really massive damage or something like that. Like those are a good example of what that's like. I always try to equate like stuff that happens in game to real life stuff.
City needs the quali order. I think everybody just filled up the chat.
I believe it's been sent by somebody, but
let me just reply and tag in.
Wonderful.
What
a guy. Also, Arcadia is yelling at me for not jinxing the fact that we might get the double reset. Just saying. Possible. Never know. I'm hoping not, though. Arcadia is asking, do I still start on softs? That's up to you, Arcadia. I have my thoughts as to whether or not it's a good idea right now, based on the situation that we're at. But I'm going to leave that to how it is. Arcadia says, I will honor my OG strategy. I appreciate the honesty. Look at that. What a guy. Out of respect. Now, that's what we like to see. Honor over everything. Integrity over everything. This is why Tier 1 is special, isn't it, Andy?
It is. And that's just why, not just Tier 1, but the whole of MRL. You know, you won't find a league where there is more respect between the drivers and the admin. We have our comings together every now and again. Of course we do, because it's league racing and it's competitive and people want to win. But I think I found such a great league here in terms of the respect that people show each other all out through each week.
Yep.
You know, and occasionally we get the odd person who has to be banished into the wilderness because they don't show respect. But there's a lot of drivers in this league, and generally we have good respect shown throughout.
That we do. Yes, I couldn't agree more. Also, I'm hearing Arcadia says, speaking of respect, he's going to still take out Eruption and Chaz if he gets close to them, which I love it. That's what we're talking about. That's a good respect right there. Heck yeah, Arcadia. Go smack him around. Go take him down. We'll see how that goes down in the sewers. It'll be very fun to watch that one. Be like, ha, told you so.
I think you're Tier 1, so let's make it happen.
There you go. Exactly. We're set. I think the race will be getting going pretty soon. I expect it in the next minute or two, knowing City of R. I'm sure he is rapidly setting up the qualifying order right now, trying to get it all set up for everybody. I'm excited to get ready and go racing pretty soon. This is going to be fun to go and give it a round 2.
We're going to be going pretty soon.
Yep.
My camera for 1 second.
Oh, yes, of course. You're good. We got Mr. Kamau. Kamau over here is giving us a bunch of interesting letters and symbols and numbers. I wonder if he is falling asleep on his keyboard. We've got Mock Mage asking his team to execute order 69, which a little bit less fun than order 420, but still a good time. Yeah, exactly. And Nathan over here talking a lot about respect, which I think is why the Haas team has yet to score too many points, unfortunately, this season. But you know what? That's all right. We just see them bully some people around a little bit more. Maybe they can grab themselves a top 5 today. Let's see what City of Art can do. Actually, he looked really good last week, so I can't even lie. He did get a top 5. Did he bully people around last week, or did he just get lucky? That's the real question. I hope he bullied some people.
That is a good question. I don't know the answer to, actually. My memory, I obviously had far too many beverages over the course of the weekend to remember what happened last week.
That's too funny. Also, it looks like we are ready to go in just a minute or so.
The race is set to 15 laps.
Yes.
Something to note.
One second, let me let him know. He should be changing that any second now, I'm sure. He's been re-pinged in it and re-tagged in it a couple times. I'm expecting to see that switch over. Let's see what happens. Also, Nathan is so mad that I'm giving him... He's catching some strays right now. He says, what the heck? Unbelievable Haas slander. Well, you know what, Nathan? Too bad. What are you going to do about it? Just kidding. You're a really nice guy. We've got lobby updated to 22 laps. I believe we're about ready to go racing, Andy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Round 2 here. It's only going to get gnarlier. I know it. And here's my personal prediction. Whenever we have stuff like this happen, everybody goes crazy.
Yeah, people now will be thinking that they can do this race, the full 22 laps, in about 30 minutes. Because
exactly.
I get that, people have other commitments, other things to do. But, as per usual, patience is the winner. Patience is the key. Get yourself around the track 22 times. Let's make it a good, fun race without 3 or 4 safety cars. I think we're gonna. We were on. This really puts the under/over on penalty seconds. The test, by the way, because we had 12 already, I believe.
That's true. Oh no, we're not adding them back up. What are we talking about? We're not gonna add the first 12 to the next one. Come on, I'm not gonna lose the bet like that. No way. Also, it looks like we are ready to go racing. So excited to see what happens here. This is gonna be fun. Oh, I'm so ready. 30 seconds until go time round 2. I think now that we have everybody going crazy, we're gonna have a big pile up in lap 2. That's my guess.
Lap 2, yeah.
Lap 2. A big one.
I'm gonna say we're gonna have a coming together at turn 1. Very similar. Hopefully not with the same victims this time. Let's mix it up a little. Let's have some different victims this time.
Imagine Sketchy Bull still gets rear wing damage, though. Incredible.
That would be awful.
That'd be so funny.
That would be awful for him. But I think down through Eau Rouge, up through Radion, we're going to see people pushing hard.
Yes.
Down that Camel Straight. I think we might see something happen up Radion.
Okay, well, we shall see if either one of us is going to be right here. Oh, Schedule says, I'll retire after this season if he gets rear wing again. That would be the most iconic second rear wing damage, or most iconic rear wing damage of all time. So get it, get a lobby restart, be like, yes, I'm out of the woods, and then get it again. Unbelievable. I don't think we're going to see a bus stop issue today at all, actually. My guess is it's all going to be... you're right, up Camel at the end of that one, or right at the Rivage, that one.
Yes,
Rivage. Those are my guesses.
Down that hill into that long right-hander.
Yep, exactly.
Which is a tricky one, isn't it? That downhill braking, slow right-hander. Yeah, that is one of the reasons I don't particularly like this track. The corner with no name is another one that always
Really?
catches me out. Yeah, that whole section, the whole of Sector 2, in fact, is one of the reasons why this track really doesn't appeal to me.
Interesting. I weirdly like it because of that. That's some of my favorite kinds of corners. That tough to navigate, really awkward, really fun, really weird kind of racetrack. I'm a fan of it. But hey, speaking of racetrack, we got 20, not quite 20, we got I think 17 cars out there on this racetrack. They are getting their strategies ready to go. They are getting their what's it called? Their tires set up and their setups ready to go. I see a Mercedes twerking on the grid. You guys can't quite see it because it's out of camera view, but it does look hilarious on the left side. The beauty of having 3 monitors, I can see way more stuff on the left than what is traditionally visible. It looks really funny. It seriously is bouncing up and down, like the rear end is just twerking. This is incredible. I wish I could take a video of this one and you guys could see it. But we are ready to go racing pretty soon. I'm sure somebody's already ready up. Knowing these guys, they are getting impatient, get ready to go racing. Big run into turn 1.
Forgotten to put their setups on because that would be catastrophic.
That would be rough. Yeah, I'm sure somebody forgets it. That's my guess. One person does.
Who's going to be that one person? Do you think?
Sketchable.
Sebi.
Yeah.
You say Sketchable. I'm going to say Rich Sebi.
Well, Sebi's not here. He had to go. He actually had to forfeit out of it. But hey, we're not going to worry about either of those two right now because we got 5 lights on and Sketchable's too far back for it to matter, unfortunately, for the start. Oh, somebody pulls out from the start. It's Happy Like Pies with a big jump start. And Eruption gets a good run this time around. Everyone also another good run. And there goes Happy Like Pies. Just said, screw it. I'm ready for the front. Freddie Razel's out. Oh, no. And safety car before turn 1. What happened to Freddie Razel?
That was before the start-finish line, I swear.
It was. And a bunch of people grabbing 10 seconds right now. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no. Happy Like Pies the drive-thru. MV1 and Estimba and Shry all have 10 seconds that are guaranteed to get served.
Unbelievable stuff.
And since it's not it's not a restart unless it's a mass disconnect. Oh, Freddie Razel's gonna be pissed. But that is the rules. That is how we've said it. It's how it's been the whole time.
Yeah. That is incredibly unfortunate.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to head off. A major.
Yeah, I didn't even see what those 10-second penalties were for. I think they were for major collisions.
It says they're from collisions. Yes, exactly. But I think all these guys are going to have to just go in and serve it. Oh, my gosh. Freddie Razel, at least I'll say Freddie Razel's laughing about his bad luck, so I'm curious what happened to him. But that is so brutal. And I'm hearing that, yeah, they all got contacts with Minico, which doesn't really make sense.
Unless somebody drove into Freddie, surely 3 cars kind of punted him off. Happy Like Pies, obviously, with his...
Yep.
I mean, Happy Like Pies has gone into the pit lane anyway.
He shouldn't have done that. Oh, no. Poor guy.
That's not good.
Maybe he's just served some damage. Luckily enough, when you go in and serve a 10-second penalty... Oh, just kidding. It is a proper 10-second. There it is. Yeah, it's a big boy. If it's a speeding in the pits, you only serve 5 seconds. But that one was a full penalty. Minico is P8. Estimba is P2 and 3. Yeah, that's weird. That's so weird. Unfortunate. Shry
had damage.
Yeah. Happy had damage, you said?
Cookie had damage. He had a damaged right wing.
That would do it. That would make sense. Yep. So now we're on to the tire strategies, and everybody that's pit except for Estimba has gone on to fresh hards. Interesting for sure. And then up at the front, we got Arcadia and Chazzy sticking to their softs. Then everybody else minus Supply Raptor on mediums. So some big movements from the start right there. Everybody is up positions if you're in 11th or better. You're up multiple positions because those who were at the front all had to go down, being Esteban, MV1, and Cookie, all losing tons of positions. That's brutal, man.
Yeah, that's a real brutal start. You're not going to find a more brutal start than that.
Yep. 1
guy out, 4 guys compromised, 5 guys, if you include Happy Like Pies from his mistake.
Yeah. Speaking of 5 guys, Michael, get that for dinner. Great idea. Delicious burgers. Mr. Titan is calling for a stop the count right now, and you know what? I think that's fine. I think we can call this one over as well. We'll let Titan get the 9th, and Mini will get the 6th, and we'll call it a day and see you later. That's probably a good move right now. If you agree with me, I think that's a good move, right?
I'd take that.
Yeah. Good to go.
Certainly
Perfect.
if I was Mr. Titan, I would be calling the shots.
Yep.
Waving the checkered flag.
I agree. Well, guys, great hanging out with y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Thanks so much. Have a good time. Just kidding. We're actually going to get back into racing. Illustratum saying the 5 guys will set you back $100. That's a good point. Probably would. And Order 69 has succeeded. As Rich Sebi says, it definitely has. Sketchy Bull, look at this. Up into 7th. What's going on with him? And I don't think he's got rear wing damage. So, you know.
That seems like a much better start for this race.
It's much better. And safety car's already going to go in. Wait, what? It didn't even complete a full lap.
No, we're still
oh, it did. It was just so fast.
Yeah.
They're just ready to go. Okay, we got Eruption. Getting ready to go racing. He is ready for this thing. He's getting a lot of weaving, a lot of heaving. He's getting excited. He's the only one who's held station out of this entire grid in their position from launch. And he gets a decent launch right there as well, coming out of the bus stop chicane. And they are all ready to go racing again. And there goes Happy Like Pies going to the pits right there to serve his drive-through. Unfortunate for him, but he's got to do it. Got to get it done. Up at the front, Tachubi almost makes a move on Eruption going into turn 1. Does not make it work, though. Bidunk sits into 3rd. Arcady into 4th. Chazzy in 5th. Mini going to 6th, having a much better race this time around. Setchable into 7th. City of R into 8th. Titan into 9th. And Supply Raptor rounds out our top 10. Titan, though, way off the pace. Already almost out of DRS from City of R. We're barely even on the way up the straight. Oh, now Supply Raptor's passing him. Dang.
Yeah.
The Titan's looking off. Order 69, as Mock Mage called it, is not quite going according to plan for Mr. Titan. It is going great, though, for Minico. So at least that's halfway of his team, getting some good results right there. A very clear sky this time around. A little bit less cloudy than it was in the previous session, but not too much of a difference at all. It's going to still end up with the same result. No rain today in this race. Arcadia, good way through. Puhan, he's looking much better this time around for sure. I'm sure he's really stoked about this restart, huh?
Yeah, it really is. He's, I mean, he did have a reasonable start on the soft tyre last time, to be fair. He wasn't losing a great deal of time. He was managed to stick on the back of the guy that was in front of him on the last race. The other soft runner, of course, in Chazibot, also in real big contention.
There he goes.
On the back of the Williams. And gets the move done down Blanchimont.
That's crazy. That was brave.
Job. Was, yeah.
Yeah, so now the 2 soft runners, they're right neck and neck with each other, and they need to make the most of these tires while they've got them. It's only going to last for a couple laps where they really have some good advantage. There goes Chazibot. No surprise, look at that on the softs. Looking very racy right now. Eruption obviously doing a good job to hold it, brother. Oh, Chazzy almost knocking the back of Arcadia. That's going to open up the door for Badunk. Oh my gosh, they're going to do it? Yep, they're going to try it. I know it. They're not going to back out. There it goes. Oh, they made a stick. Whoa, Chazzy gets up and through. I was just holding my breath. I was like, I'm not going to say anything because I don't know if it's going to work or not. That's crazy. Chazzy-bot, incredible. Makes the pass up Radion. That was so brave on Badunk. Badunk is probably so mad that he let that one through. But great racer for both of them, you know? Only way that happens if you got massive respect. And speaking of big respect, Arcadia respecting his tires more than Eruption respects them. And Arcadia gets the pass done on his way into Rivage. And on his way down through No Name now. They're looking intense. I told you it's going to be crazy. Look at them. They're scrapping like crazy.
Yeah, they're looking racy. They're looking pacey. Those 2 guys on the soft tire making multiple moves. And, yeah, they're getting a tune out of those soft tires, which is what they need to do, of course, because they've probably only got 3 or 4 more laps worth of life left in them before they're going to have to jump into the pit lane and decide whether or not they're going to throw on some mediums or hard tyre. From what the guys have been saying, I guess, in chat throughout the course of this race, or the previous race, the medium tyres tend to last quite a while. So, oh, we've got a problem at the back. Is Simon Colston. Simon Colston at the end of Sector 2 into Sector 3.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a moment, huh? It looks like he's back on track, though. He's back good to go, so.
He's back.
Yep. Nobody, no casualties, which is good.
Paul Frere, he lost it round.
Oof. Yes, the Paul Frere. Well, now I'm on the camera of Badunk right here, watching Chadzibot make his way up a Rouge Radion, who looks like he's ready to go make an attack sometime soon. Eruption, not going to be quite within it, but Arcadia, if he burns a little bit, he could pass the Chubi. He's not going to, though. He's going to stay and hold station. There goes Chadzibot. Like I mentioned, I knew he was going to go for something. He really wants to make advantage of those soft tires right now. A big overspeed going into the beginning of Sector 2. And Eruption looks a lot less confident this time around. What do you think has changed from lobby restart?
I guess he just didn't quite get as much of a start as he did last time, and it's just put him under a little bit of pressure, Punjew. You know, that currently sat P4, 2 guys on those soft tyres have managed to get those things singing nice and early. That's the difference, I think, this time round. The 2 guys on the soft tyre have really put him under pressure, and I think he's probably happy to just say, you know what, through you go. I know that you're going to be pitting in 3 laps. I'm not. I'll just keep my head down.
I couldn't agree more. I think he's playing it smart right there. Just, playing the conservative mode. He's got the better tires, right? He's got to make them last longer. So he's just going to wait for Chazzy and Arcadia to burn themselves out. And then he's going to go take those positions right back and make himself back up into potential contention for first. Just kidding. He's going to go for it right now on his way into bus stop. I think he's going to go ahead and get it done. He does. No problem right there. He saved his ERS just for the right moment to put the attack mode on and goes hard. And he's up into third now. Wow, they're really making us eat our words tonight, huh?
Yeah, they're doing a good job of that. We like to see it. There's no point in just being right all the time as a commentator.
I agree. And however, I will say I'm proud of myself that I wasn't right about this one. Sketchy Bull is in legit contention right now, sitting in 7th with 3.5 seconds over City of R, hanging out on merit, doing a great job this race as well. Eruption looks like he might make a move on these guys. Arcadia is going to go for it, though. Easy done and dusted over to Chubi. Just kidding. Hold on a second. There goes the Aston Martin. Going to go for it. Maybe a 1 and a 2. No, it just takes 1.
I thought he might have just done a quick cheeky dive down the inside there.
That was big overspeed. Yeah.
So much for all that patience we were talking about less than a lap ago.
I know, right? That patience is all but gone. I will say I did make a double overtake into that corner myself, and it is very doable, but is it sketchy? Extremely. So it's probably smart that he didn't go for it right now, because that would have been a little bit dangerous this early on in the race. Chadzibot, remember, he's on those softs. He's sitting in 4th, wanting to get back up and in the fight for the podium, but he's going to have to get a little bit lucky, I think, and maybe be a little more conservative on these tires than he might want to be, because he's going to feel like, I got softs, I got to use them, right? But he can't quite fully put all the pressure on them right now, because he wants to make them last for at least a few more laps. Arcadia, the last thing he wants to do is pit out of the lead. A little bit of weaving from Tchubi, just giving Chadzibot behind him a little bit of a warning sign, saying, hey, don't go for it quite yet. There goes Arcadia, holding off the lead on Eruption. Arcadia was smart on his ERS, but it's going to be a late dive from the Red Bull of Tchubi on the inside of Eruption. And Eruption's going to get a little bit wheel locky with him. Chadzibot trying to get advantageous on those two who are fighting it and holding themselves off away from Arcadia, but it's just going to be the Red Bull's advantage going into turn 1, but only just.
Yeah, these top 7 drivers were tight, and it's Mr. Titan who calls out the safety car.
Oh!
Where did that happen?
Oh, on the start-finish line.
Yeah, that started out the bus stop.
Yeah, I see it. Looks like he... yeah, you can see a wheel that's parked on the track right there. Safety car is out. The wheel is still there. Halfback Pies will be so happy for this one. He's back up in the race right now. Titan, no. Oh, man. I wonder what happened there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Coming out of bus stop chicane, if you really are putting your foot down onto that throttle a little bit too soon, you can end up going 90 degrees left into the wall, and it looks like that's what's happened with the McLaren, man.
I think you're right. now, somebody who's not going to be very disappointed, though, it's Arcadia and Chazzy going to get off these softs at the most ideal time. And all those who are on mediums right around them, too, are going to want to get on hards. Supply Raptor had his whole strategy ruined right there because he's on 6-lap old hards. He's got to think, can I nurse some mediums this long? Like, that's a big ask, you know? He could. That's his only chance at this point, right? Or he stays out, takes the track position, tries to stay in front when everybody else behind him is on fresh hards. And he's, you know, screwed either way. I don't think there's really any win scenario for Supply Raptor in this scenario, right?
Yeah, with, I guess the only person that, or the people, sorry, that might be okay staying out, I don't know, MV, Cookie, Justin, Simon Colston, Happy Like Pies on those 5-lap-old hard tyres, would they stay out and hope that there's another incident, another safety car a little bit later on? So I think the hards can go this far.
Oh, they're going to go. The hards are no problem right now. It's the mediums that I'm worried about. People who are going to be getting onto fresh mediums. They can go to the end, but it's really tough. Yeah, Supply Raptor's going to go in. Esteban's even going to choose to go in. He's already made a pit stop as well. City of R will go in. MV1's going to go in. Cookie's going to go in. Justin Schrei, Simon Colston. Literally every driver has gone in. Not a single person has taken track position yet. The last question is, will Simon Colston or Happy Like Pies? Colston's going to go in. Happy Like Pies is the last holdout potentially. Will he go in? Are we going to have a full grid pit stop? We do. All 15 drivers have gone in.
Well, there you go.
Huh.
So now Simon and Happy Like Pies are going to throw on the mediums. We've got mediums with MV1, Cookie, Justin Schrei, Chazzy Bot, Arcadia, Supply Raptor. Are those medium tires going to last at the end of the race?
I think they will, because they're not going to get going until the beginning of lap 10, right?
Yeah.
That's 13 laps total. But it's going to be tough. That 10th plus lap, they're going to start really feeling it. I think laps 1 through 9, mediums will be, laps 1 through 3 or 4, mediums will be far and away the better tire. After that, it's going to even out for sure, and then the last 2 to 3 laps, it's going to be touch and go. Whoever nursed him well enough at the early bit of the stint is going to be able to capitalize on it. So we shall see. Real fast, I'm going to go grab myself some water because I did not expect ourselves to still be in the broadcast in the next 10 minutes, but we definitely will be. So I will be right back and leave you with this fun grid.
When you get back, I'll substitute out and I'll go and get myself some beer because I'm not drinking any water this evening.
Look at that. We're both going to get our subs. Okay, I'll be right back.
There you go, guys. So, interesting start to the second race as well as the first race. I think we're in for an absolute banger last 13 laps, 12 laps, I guess, by the time we get going again. What are we saying in chat then in terms of who's going to be coming out of this on the plus side? Because, as Punjew mentioned before, we've got Eruption, Tachubi, B-Dunk, Minico, and Sketchy Bull, with Estambar and City of R all on that hard tyre. So the medium tyre is going to have the advantage off the rip, but a few laps down the line, we're going to see a crossover in terms of which is the better tyre. Tonight, my friend, it's Coors Light, but other beers are available. Arcadia, haven't done this in a while. Well, you're out there in front, my friend. Do you think that your medium tyres are going to last the course? No, we've still got a safety car, so safety car is going to do one more lap, which is surprising. I thought it might come in at the end of that lap. But the safety car is going to do one more lap for us. So it's Arcadia, Eruption, Tachubi, Chazibot, B-Dunk, Minico, Sketchy Bull, Supply Raptor, Estambar, City of R, MV1, Cookie, Justin Schrei, Simon Colston, and Happy Like Pies. The two unfortunates so far are Mr. Titan and Freddie Rozelle. Freddie Rozelle didn't even get to turn 1 before his car went 90 degrees right into the wall on that home straight at the beginning of this race. Mr. Titan is the cause of this safety car. After his crash, again, on the home straight, but as he came out of the bus stop chicane, getting a little bit too greedy on the throttle, perhaps, that sent him to the right-hand side, left-hand side.
By the way, I am back, and you are right. He did get a little bit greedy. Also, I took my headset with me. Coors Light tonight, huh? All right.
It is a little bit Coors Light.
Going with the OG. I like your style.
Speaking of which, I will have to go and have a refill.
Time to go run. As we're in Ravage, go get yourself a fresh river. Also, we got Yellow Snowman asking, does Arcadia know about the no AI under safety car rule? I'm sure he does. I mean, it was a really quick message, so not the end of the world right there. It didn't really take him too long at all. We got a little bit of smoke in the back of the grid as well. I think everyone's getting their tires really warmed up as fast as they can, trying their best to get these things turned on early so that way they can have a strong start to this safety car restart. We're back at lap 9. We made it this far last time. We're going to make it farther around. Right now, we are going farther. So we shall see. Oh, Tachubi did spin under safety car.
Oh, dear.
Oh. He's got himself down to 4th. So Chazzy-Bot moved himself up in 3rd.
That's what you get for trying to warm those tires up.
So it happens, yep. We are safety car in this lap. Tachubi slows down the weaving a little bit early because I think he's got the warmest of all tires since he spun it. I'm really watching Sketchable right here, honestly. 7th place right now is a really good position for him to be in. He looks poised for a good result. He just got to put it together. He's going Kimi Räikkönen style, going dead straight. Less weaving now. He's just trying to get those rears heated up a little bit and get ready to go racing. Almost rear ends his best friend, Miniko, on the grid. Does not give him the love tap. Oop, I heard a little something. Oh, Tachubi spun again. No way.
No, he never.
Yeah, he did. He literally just did. People are letting him go. Oh, no.
Teammates let him go. Oh, my.
No, and Supply Raptor let him go as well. Oh, no. I don't know if Tachubi got a reset to track or what happened, but he's going to go into the pits. I think he's got wing damage. Oh, my gosh. Tachubi with Ericsson hit us moment right there. Oh, he does have wing damage. Oh, no. Tachubi's going to go to the very back of the grid. Arcadia leads us coming out of turn 1. Looks really strong with Eruption in 2nd. Chazzy-Bot in 3rd. What can Arcadia do on these fresh medium tires? Can he run away with this one, or will Eruption catch up to him and bring him the trouble? It looks like it is going to be some trouble coming. Also, I did see a potential reset. That's a question of, was it an auto reset or was it a purposeful reset? Because in a moment like that where you spin under safety car, sometimes it auto resets you. So we shall see, right? It shouldn't, but we'll find out, that's for sure. Those do happen for sure. Now up in the back, because the fact that we had Tachubi spin, he's gotten himself down into 15th, and Sketchable's up to 6th. Look at this guy go. Oh, my gosh. And he's the end of the DRS trade at the beginning, too.
Yeah, that spin and people letting him through has meant that Supply Raptor, Estambar, MV1, I think, all let him past, which meant they weren't on the throttle.
Correct.
So Sketchable's managed to pull that 1.6 gap. I think Supply Raptor's probably got pace and will close that gap pretty quickly. But good to see for Sketchable up in P6 into a handsome collection of points here on lap 10 of 22. Don't want to say too much because I don't want to jinx Sketchable.
Well, Yellow Snowman's already going to call it. He says he'll screw it up. Don't worry, is literally what he said. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. And we got somebody in chat saying they don't know who to root for, P-Dunk or Miniko. I say root for both. Root for a good battle. We just like it when both teams have fun. You know what I mean? Miniko looks like he's having a lot of fun trying his best to get around Badunk, who, now that DRS is enabled, is not going to be able to defend this position coming out of Rouge Radion. No chance. Miniko almost gets himself a little bit squirrely on the inside curb up Rouge. And we'll take the left line and fly by. And we got Sketchable also making a move. Sketchable up. Will he make a double? No, he's not going to. He's going to stay behind Miniko. He opts for the chill strategy. Smart move for Sketchable. But he's in 5th place. This might be the farthest ahead on the grid that he's been all season long. Okay, Andy, how long does he hold it?
Well, he's got himself in front of B-Dunk. That's a good thing. It's all about how can he tag onto the back of Miniko now. stay within DRS. Because if he doesn't stay within DRS, he's going to get swallowed up down the camel straight next time round.
Brutally. Yeah, that's a good point.
Minico's got a 2.4 second gap to Chazibot. So you'd like to think that Sketchy might be able to stay within contention here.
You know, speaking of this Chazibot, he is the back of a very unlikely podium, you know, that we're seeing right now. Arcadia, Eruption, and Chazzy is not what I put on the cards for today's potential podium coming out halfway through this race. I mean, that's pretty different. I was thinking we'd see Cookie up there. We'd probably see MV1. Eruption was pretty likely as well, but you never know. And so now, I mean, these three all have a reasonable chance at a win, in my opinion. I think almost evenly. It's just a question of how well they're going to nurse those tires. Looks like right now Arcadia is doing a great job to hold up in front. Cookie, like I mentioned, was going to be one of those that I thought was going to have a chance at a podium. He just went ahead and set the fastest lap. And farther in front of him, it's still Sketchable, Minico, and Badunk in a tight little battle. Supply Raptor just in the back of it. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, I was wrong. He finished P5 in Qatar. Sketchable did. I forgot about that. He did.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he did. He did trick himself into a P5 right there. There he goes. He's going to pass it, Minico. Now he's the farthest he's been all season long, up into fourth. Sketchy Bull is cooking today.
Yeah, lovely stuff that. Tachubi is
Tired of the
in the
pits.
pits. He's retired from the session, so maybe that was a reset to track.
Yeah.
And he'd just taken his medicine and got out of everybody's way, which is, again, hats off to him. Respect for that.
Could be. That or he just had a big problem, and he's like, I'm just done with it. Who knows if it's out of nobility or out of anger. But you know what? Causation doesn't mean that the end result is any less good or bad. So either way, Tachubi, unfortunately, out of the session. His car will come out of the pits, but it will park itself in a safe position and not be in the way for the rest of these drivers who are coming up pretty far away from him on track right here. Arcadia leading off the pack right now, still looking really strong. Tons of energy left over in the tank. All three of the top three drivers are saving their battery, hardly even using it. Interesting strategy from these three and not making passes. Do you think that's so they can all kind of work-ish together and leapfrog their way even farther away from the rest of the pack?
Yeah, because with Sketchy Bull now at the head of that chasing pack, he's not going to be one of the quickest in that group. So he's going to have Minico, B-Dunk, Estenbar, Cookie. Supply Raptor's lost a position there as well. So Supply Raptor goes behind Cookie.
Yeah.
But I would imagine that
lost many
will
positions.
have a host of cars.
Yeah. He actually lost many positions. He had a bit of a bad exit out of turn one, and he's just trying his best to hold on now. He almost went side by side with MV1, but MV1 decided to back out of it before he got to Overriding. On there goes Supply Raptor. He's like, let me put the burn on. Takes the left side as the Williams covers off the right. He's going to go left again. Oh, my gosh. Supply Raptor. No, there goes the Williams. Almost gets in the back of the Red Bull. I thought Cookie and Esteban were about to have a little bit of a moment, but instead their cars do not fuse, and they keep it out of each other. That was really close. A little too close for comfort, in my opinion, but pro drivers make pro moves look relatively pedestrian, and that's what they're doing again. The DRS train has elongated, though. Minico all the way down to MV1 now, all within DRS.
Yeah, for sure. Minico and B-Dunk get in front of Sketchy Bull down the Camel straight, as we predicted they may well do. And we may well see that again. So Minico's going to be the head of that train going up that up through Eau Rouge, Radion, up down the Camel straight. So yeah, we may well see Minico, B-Dunk, Sketchy, Estenbar, Cookie, Supply Raptor, and MV1. There will be some positions traded on that DRS trade, because the gap's just getting bigger now between Minico and Chazibot.
Yeah, it really is. I think those three at the front, because of the fact they're not fighting each other and they're really just holding station, staying steady with each other, it's letting them really run away from the rest of this pack. Minico, B-Dunk, and Sketchable are probably going to do what the top three in the last session were doing, where they kind of like round robin, just like, you know, keep cycling the positions with each other. Where whoever was in the front drops back 2 positions. Whoever was in second goes up to the first spot, and whoever's in third goes up to the second spot. It's probably what's going to happen lap after lap. I bet you we're going to see Sketchable and Badunk both get past Minico right here. For sure, Badunk. And look at this one. Oh, yeah. I'm almost certain both of them will take him. Yeah, pretty easy. Minico doesn't want to let it happen, though. Oh, Sketchable backing out, actually. Sketchable could have taken that, I think, but he decides to opt for easiness, and Esteban grabs himself the first penalty of this session. Our 30-second/60-second bets are looking way wrong right now, huh, Andy?
Not looking good for me right now.
Yeah,
I'm
look-
definitely adding this to the first session.
Yeah, you want that. Too
Oh!
bad. Ooh.
B-Dunk got all out of shape coming through the corner with no name. Minico gets in front. I tell you, B-Dunk has done a fantastic job of not putting that in the wall.
Yeah, that was sketchy. I just saw a big pile of smoke from Esteban's POV, and I saw him full sideways. I'm like, ooh, my gosh. I can't believe he saved it. That was actually incredible, but, I mean, props to Badunk for keeping that one under wraps. That was... Oh, there it goes again.
Oh, no, there he goes. Not kept that one out.
Oh, his tires are cooked up. One thing that I learned, I did a long race yesterday. The moment you have any sort of big, spin like that and you light up your rears on these hards, they never cool down for the rest of the race. I'm not joking. You cannot cool them down. And so one moment like that is a race ender until you go for a pit stop. And right now he's gonna force a pit stop. He's gonna get on mediums, maybe even softs actually. But just so unfortunate for Badunk right there. Really unfortunate for him. Up at the front, take a look at this. Eruption has gotten through, but Arcadia probably going to pass him right up again right here. Maybe?
5/10.
Ah, 5/10 is hard to catch, actually.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Nothing happens at all.
No, in the IRL race, they've shortened that DRS stretch by 75 meters. Doesn't appear to be the same on the game.
It is not. No, it still stays the same right now, but I believe they're going to be updating that for next game. There goes Minico, almost getting a move on the V-carb. Sketchable in front of him, done. But instead, Sketchable gets in front. Ooh, Sketchable getting a little bit out of shape. Coming through Ravage. He's putting full-on pressure into these laps. He's really pushing hard to hold on to that fourth place position that he's got right now. But Esteban is smelling blood in the water from these two drivers in front of him as well. He knows that one little mistake from the front runner could collect the McLaren and let him breeze on through if he gets so lucky. You never know, though. I mean, there's a Williams of Cookie looking rather racy right behind Esteban as well. He is not letting him away easy. And the Supply Raptor and MV1 round out the back of that DRS train. It is a tight little 6-car pack, and they are giving it everything they got. I think out of these 6, the ones that are going to end up in the top 3, it's going to be Minico, Sketchy Bull, Cookie. I think those 3 are going to hold it off, and Esteban's going to drop from the penalty.
Yeah, no, absolutely for sure. And I think Cookie will be wanting to get a little bit racy and pacey, obviously with Supply Raptor very close behind.
There he goes already.
There we go. Yeah, there he goes. There's the move. Up into P6. Supply Raptor will be challenging up through the Kemmel Straight, no doubt as well. But all these guys are going to get a run on Sketchable now, who's leading at the front of this chasing pack.
Oh, yeah.
How many cars are we getting past? Just 2?
I think 2 will get past. Up at the front, speaking of somebody getting past, Arcadia is actually going to hold station. He's going to stay back. Sketchable, though. Yeah, there goes 1. Cookie, though, will not actually. He's going to stay back. And Simon Colson grabs himself 3. Unfortunate right there. So penalties are starting to pile up slowly but surely. Oh, dude, it is actually a type between Cookie and Sketchable. I'm sure Sketchable did not write this on his bingo card for the day. Like, oh, yeah, I'll be defending against Cookie today. But you know what? He's doing a good job doing it. I'll give him that. Yellow flag in the back looks like City of Ours having a little bit of a spin. Yeah, he's gone around a little bit, gotten a little bit out of shape. So sitting out in 13th, having a bit of a rough race, and Badunk just trying to get some fastest lap points right here and pray for that safety car. He gets it. He's back in this thing. He doesn't. It's going to be rough. Happy Like Pies, though, holding off Simon Colston and Shry behind him for the final point of this race. So it's actually a pretty tight battle there for 10th. And it's one that matters a lot. Everybody in front of him, though, all guaranteed some points right now. Chaziba, Arcadia, and Eruption still the fight for the podium. It's just a question of who's going to get what color medal at this point. And as of right now, it looks like the man in green's going to get the gold one. But anything could change. Anything could change. I mean,
yeah, it can. It can, and he's on those hard tires as well. So we mentioned at that safety car point in time that the medium tires would be the quickest, certainly for the first 8, 9, 10 laps, and then for the last 3 laps, we would expect the hard tire to be the quicker tire. So we're getting very close to what I would imagine to be parity on tire life and tire speed right now.
We say that, but they're... Oh, Chazzy. Oh, I should have gone right. He actually would have had that move easy done, but instead he went left a little bit, right as the Eruption was going to go left to tuck in behind Arcadia. Yeah. Rightfully backed out of that one, but Chazzy's going to lose a ton of time from that mistake right there. And now he's going to have to put some serious pressure on and put down a pretty good set of corners right here to catch back up to this one. Ooh, that was a big mistake right there from Chazzy for sure. Arcadia, though, holding up the lead. I mean, we said it was going to be the hards cooking, but right now, those mediums still look plenty fine, don't they?
Mediums look good right now, but I think we've got probably 2 more laps. So if we get to lap 19, lap 20, I think the last 2 or 3 laps, that hard tire might be the best tire to be on.
We definitely shall see. I mean, at the same time, also, like, these drivers, they somehow know how to make every tire almost feel like they're the exact same. Like, it's weird how they do it, but they're just so dang consistent and so impressive on, like, you know, tires that are worn down quite heavily. So we'll see what they do with that one. Eruption's actually going to lift a little bit, and he's going to guarantee himself to stay behind coming out of Blanchimont. He does not want to make the move into bus stop, wants to stay back. Smart from him as well. I think that's definitely the right move right now, just to stay in contention, in punching range, but not like really in a spot where he can get caught out by a bit of a mistake from the driver in front. So that's smart positioning for him right there. ChazzyBot also staying very, very relevant. And Turtle says he's just woken up to this insane battle. Agreed. It is a tight one up at the front with Eruption. Oh, I guarantee he's going to pass up Arcadia right here, coming down the Camel Straight, but Chazzy is going to be left behind. He can't get too far left behind right now, otherwise he's going to be out of DRS range and he'll be in no man's land.
Yeah, he's doing okay. Locks up his front right going into Lecombe ever so slightly. That'll cost him half a tenth.
Yeah.
So needs to stop making mistakes. Miniko has taken half a second out. And I know we've only got 5 laps left to go, but Miniko's taken 5 or 6 tenths out of ChazzyBot.
Look at this battle from... Yeah, I was going to say, look at this battle from Cookie and Esteban. Cookie overcooked Rivage so bad, somehow stayed in it, takes the outside line around it, drifts his way past Esteban, says, thank you very much, I'll stay right here. That is crazy how he recovered that one. That was wild. But the tire's going to be warm now, so he's got to be a little bit careful for the next few corners.
Yeah, we don't want a repeat of his teammates' antics. B-Dunk. B-Dunk has closed 7 seconds of the gap from 14th to 13th, but
of course he
still
has.
Not quite enough laps to go.
Yeah, he's got a little bit too much gap and a little bit too much race ahead of him. There's just, I don't think it's really recoverable for him. I think he's pretty locked into 14th, but that fastest lap point should be his. There goes a big dive action from Cookie, going to make a move on the inside of Sketchable. Sketchable doesn't want to let it happen, though. He's going to hold off that one. And Cookie actually goes wide outside the track limits. Might get the penalty for that one, at least a warning. Sketchable putting on some serious defense, but he does lose him a lot of time to Miniko. He's barely going to stay in this DRS range. He's got to burn. Oh, yeah, he's burning right now just to stay in it. He had to. That was the right move. But Cookie's got even less.
I like that from Sketchy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. That was good defense. I appreciate that he's not giving it up easy. He's like, nope, don't even try. Esteban, though, I think is going to make the move. Oh, Cookie with a very late move right there on Esteban. Esteban kind of already committed, and Cookie said, I'll just go ahead and take the inside now as you're already committing. So, good reaction time from Esteban to dodge that one. That could have been bad right there. But it's not. And it's still Sketchable's show. Sitting in 5th. Esteban 6th, Cookie in 7th, Supplier after an 8th, and MV1 rounds out the back of this DRS train for 4th through 9th. Do we see somebody making a move in someplace unconventional at this point?
I think the further we go in, I think we might see 1 or 2 lunges into bus stop as we get towards the back end of this race. Certainly for this group of guys. You know, if you are currently Supply Raptor with 3 seconds worth of penalties, you know very well that you're only going to end up finishing P9.
Yep.
Because MV1, Cookie, Sketchable, no penalties for those guys. Miniko. So you're going to have to make a move if you're Supply Raptor. And as he does make a move, actually, on Cookie.
Cookie, yeah. Cookie's been
into...
Yeah. He's been struggling since he got that, since he lit up his tires about a lap and a half ago. He has not been able to cool them down. And I can see he's getting bad exits every single time. And it's just going to be a domino effect. Like I said, you have one really bad moment on those rears, and you light them up just a little bit too much. It's almost impossible to get them back down to normal temperature. And he's facing the consequence of that right now.
Yeah, he's real struggling. I'd say he's not struggling, though. Chazzy-Bot, Arcadia, and Eruption. Eruption out in front enough that Arcadia and Chazzy-Bot don't impact him on the Camel straight with DRS. So that's an interesting maneuver as Esteban. There's another interesting maneuver. Here's some guys that aren't struggling down the Camel straight. And with Esteban, Minico, Supply Raptor, Sketchy Bull down into 7th now.
Sketchy Bull just lost connection.
MV1. No, he didn't.
He did. He just left session. Oh, his AI is killing Cookie.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. And he's parked to the side of the road. He can't. His AI won't go. Look, his AI is just really not sure what life is. Oh, no. My gosh. I'm speechless, dude. You could not.
That's just not a good take for that AI.
Oh! You couldn't make it up, dude. You couldn't make it up. That's insane. Oh.
Yellow. He screwed it up, I guess.
Sketchy Bull hits us with the I'm done. Oh my gosh, he was looking so good to hit down that 4th, 5th, or 6th right there. And in just a blink of an eye, it goes from 0 to 0. He's in second to last place, and I bet you Badunk at this rate will even catch him in the next lap and a half, potentially. Oh my gosh, that is so brutal. Well, Sketchy Bull, unfortunately, out of this race. Dude, that's the biggest heartbreak of all time. Everybody, give us some sympathetic Fs in the chat. That's crazy. As we watch a battle, 2 Minico and Esteban go back on. We got to get back into this because it's not like, unfortunately, anybody else is waiting for us all to pay our respects because they are giving us crazy racing up and down the grid. The pods have split up like crazy, though, from that AI moment. It's made everybody from MV1 back drop off entirely from this DRS train. And it's put Happy Like Pies. Oh, hey, he is. And Simon Carlson spun.
Pissed.
Almost right into the way of Sketchy Bull, actually. Oof. Scary. But hey, we're back into it, though. We're back into it. And right at the front, look at this. You had said the mediums were going to fall off like that. We had talked about it like it might happen. Dude, look at this. Yeah. It's like, it's textbook. Over a second now for both of them. Neither of them had DRS. Neither of them could challenge each other, let alone Eruption.
Lap 21 of that 22.
And Chazzy almost throws himself in a round all the way. They are struggling big time right now. Final lap, where we go.
Look at the tenths in each corner.
Yeah. Huge. They hit a cliff, man. That's crazy. I don't know what happened there, but it's definitely quite wild. And we got Esteban almost getting in the rear end of Minico. Supply Raptor and Esteban, they're fighting for position on track. And it's going to matter for them as well because they both have that 3-second penalty. So they want to go for it. You know they're both going to be going hard. We only got 9 seconds of cumulative penalties. Both of us are looking really silly when it comes to our big one. Even if we combine the last ones, we're at 21 seconds. Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, and there goes Minico losing 2 positions, but he's not going to worry about it too much. They both have time penalties. He let them go through. Not the end of the world for himself. He knows, hey, I still got these in the bag based on the time penalties. Supply Raptor gets all Tony Hawk on him and takes the 50-50 grind on the outside of whichever that one is called. Russell's, I want to say. And takes a good corner through No Name. Minico just needs to keep it in the white lines right now. MV1, though, has lost out to Supply Raptor and Esteban. He's over 3 seconds away from Minico alone.
Yeah.
So MV1 will be locked into 7th at this rate, minus something crazy happening between 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah, good finish to the good finish to this race. Loving that. Simon Costin goes round again.
He did, yeah.
Through Lacombe, through 5 and 6.
Same spot. Yep.
Yeah.
But as we talk about, I was going to say, as we're talking about the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th, let's take a look at the leader because he's coming across the line victorious yet again. It's the Aston Martin of Eruption, takes home the W, and Arcadia puts himself on the podium with Chazibot into 3rd. Great finish for those 3. Esteban will come across the line in 4th, and Supply Raptor just behind him, but they will lose the position to Minico off of penalties, who ends up inheriting that 4th place position. Then MV1 into 7th, Cookie way back into 8th after getting collected by the Sketchy Bull AI. Justin Schrei in 9th, and City of R and Happy Like Pies will not battle for the final position unless City has a huge mistake coming out of bus stop. He does not. He holds off that final point. Happy Like Pies almost had it, but he takes home the bridesmaid position of 11th, and Sketchy Bull getting back into the car comes home and at least drives it across the line for 12th. The big power slide across the line. And Bidunk with 13th. Wow, man. We got 135% worth of racing. Or sorry, like 85% worth of racing on that one, didn't we?
Yeah, that was, do you know what? That was a decent 2 races.
It was pretty good. With a sprint and the feature, right? Unfortunately, sprint no points, but still a good little sprint and a nice little feature right there. That was fun.
Yeah, good fun as always with these guys. I just like the way those 3 guys out in front just pulled away.
Yeah.
But what I also liked is that, you know, the 5 or 6 guys, until the unfortunate AI incident, those 5 or 6 guys were just mashing it up between them. You know, that we must have seen 15, 20 position changes just in that chasing group.
It was incredible. It was such a good little battle with those guys. I agree. And also we got Nathan giving a $2 super chat for the Haas point of City of R. Hey, it's happened. It's happened today. Well, with a great finish right there. That was incredible. And you know, like I said, it could be anybody's race to win, but it looks like it was Eruptions with Arcadia coming home in 2nd and Chazzy making a great run in 3rd. That Mercedes team is definitely moving up. He came out from 10th to come home onto the podium. I would have to give him or Supply Raptor my driver of the day. Supply Raptor obviously coming from last place on the quali ban up into 6th. So great racing from those guys. But Eruption, pole to win from start to finish. Led every lap. Perfect Grand Slam minus the fastest lap, which went to Cookie at the end.
Interesting that Cookie got that fastest lap at the end as well.
I know. He stole it from his teammate.
Yeah.
By a pretty good margin, too. Really impressive. Yeah, that was a pretty wild one. Unfortunately, we got Sketchy Bull in here who gives us the FML. I know, man. Just really tough. But you know what? You showed that you belong here. It's just pure luck or lack thereof more so is what happened to you right there. That was a very brutal finish for you, Sketchy Bull. But, you know, you gave it everything you got. Let's see if we can get Eruption, Arcadia, or Chazibot up into this interview box. I'm wondering if any of them are down. I know Eruption's always down.
Yeah,
Same thing with Arcadia.
We've got Arc and Eruption in already.
We'll see if we get Chazzy up in here. Never know.
Chazzy up in.
As he came in 3rd. Be great if we can get him first, but if not, we can go ahead and grab Arcadia. He had a good race, man. He was mad at me for talking some smack, too. And he proved me wrong. Well done.
Yeah.
Oh. Like, he really proved me wrong. He did a really good race. I'm not going to lie. It was quite impressive. Yeah. Are we going to get lucky and get Chazibot in here?
We are indeed. Bear with me. He will be coming in. We're in Media Box 2, right?
I believe so.
Oh, hello.
Hey! It's 2 Brits and a foreigner in here. Let's go. How's it going, Chazibot? Well done with your P3 tonight, man. What a race. How are you feeling about that one?
Yeah, I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, you sound
with my voice.
ecstatic. Yeah. So I'm hearing.
I'm a little bit annoyed.
And what makes you annoyed? Obviously, the end was a little bit rough, obviously, but what makes you annoyed?
Yeah, I just could have been better. But yeah, I'm still happy with the P3. I think that was locked in off the safety car restart.
Yeah, that safety car. I think it was just an unfortunate thing of just being on the wrong tire at the wrong time.
Yeah, I locked out with that. I was on the right tire.
Well, I mean, I think that the hards would have been the better move at the end. Personally, we saw Eruption go and take it off, right?
Yeah.
I think it probably would have been. However, I mean, obviously, you were so strong on that safety car restart. Holy smokes. You and Arcadia were absolutely flying. I was like, whoa, this is you guys might be proving me wrong, but I think it was those last 2 laps where they just like really died off. Am I right about that one?
Yep.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. We were talking about that a little bit during in the media box, and we were worried that it was going to happen, and unfortunate that, obviously it came true. But outside of that, to go from the first race, which was, to go from 10th was crazy to move up to 3rd, and that first race wasn't going as good for you either. So the lobby restart really worked out in your favor, didn't it?
Yeah, the first race I started on hards, it was not the move.
Yep. Yeah, I got very lucky on this one.
And, yeah, I did, but I'll take it.
Hey, we'll take it. You know what? Luck sometimes, I always say you got to put yourself in a position to get lucky. And so, you did a great job with making the luck work for you. And I say great race overall. It's going to move you up in the positions for the standings as well. So, a impactful race nonetheless. I believe you're going to move up opposition off of that one. So, excited to what you can, to see what you can keep doing. Next week, if I recall correctly, we are going to, oh my gosh, I literally was just looking at it. Portimao, yes, Porta Potty. That's where we're going. How do you feel about that undulating roller coaster of a racetrack?
In the last game, it was alright. I felt alright. I haven't driven it on this game yet. I've not done a single lap, so should be fun.
It's very fun. I'm not gonna lie. It also, fun fact, it does have a corner named after an appliance company. It's got a corner called Samsung, which is quite fun. So make sure you get yourself an Android before you race next week. You'll have extra good luck if you already have one. If you don't, then go get one.
I'll get on that. Actually, I think. Yeah. I should give me the P1.
Yeah, get off the iPhone, right? Well, man, overall, I think you did a great race. You got a lot to be proud of, even though obviously I'm sure you're annoyed that it's not anything, a second or a first. A third is never quite good enough. If you ain't first, you're last, right? But you still went down and put down a great race, so you got a lot to be proud of to go into Portimao next week. So great racing, man. Of course. Well, we will see you next week.
GG's, Chelsea.
Yep. GG's. Oh, bye.
Let's see if we can get Arcadia. I'm curious if he's mad at me for talking smack.
Here is Ark. He's
Hey, it's the guy who's making me eat my words. How's it going, Arcadia? How you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm so tired.
After the 85% race that you just did right there, that was a bit of a long one for sure.
I know.
But yeah, you know what? Obviously, the second race went even better than the first one. You were looking pretty decent in the first one, but the second one, whoa. What do you think changed from start to finish? You went with good karma. You kept the soft tires. You said it's the right thing to do, and the right thing to do paid off. Do you think that had something to do with it?
I've always been a start soft, to be honest. But yeah, the first race, I kind of half spun into B-Dunk, so I didn't make up as many places, but the pace was still good. Yeah. But the second restart, I was able to. Well, I think a couple of people had to pit or had penalties or whatever, but made quite a lot more overtakes in the second restart.
There was definitely some stuff going on that second restart. This race in general, the second race was just crazy from lights to checkered. It was absolutely wild. I mean, obviously your start was pretty solid too. The second race was definitely better than your first race start. You went from 6th, if I recall correctly, to a second,
8th.
Right? Or 8th?
8th. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah. That is an incredible run. So 6 positions made up, and I believe this is also going to help you out in your championship as well. So great running on that one. Obviously with Eruption, he's doing a great job as well. But I think you're getting closer and closer to stay within contention. How are you feeling about this championship? We got 4 more rounds to go.
I think the drivers' championship is a bit far away already, but never know. Just help Ferrari in the overall championship.
Yes.
Because I think we're still in there.
Yeah, I think you guys are definitely still, pretty contentious right there. So you never know how the rest of the season's going to play out, but I think today was a great race. Did you have any specific, unique struggles on the second time around than you did in the first one, or was it about the same kind of challenges?
No, not really. I thought about going on to hards, but it was either Eruption was going to run away at the start of the stint or at the end, because he was running half my wings. So he didn't. I didn't pull out in the second sector, so it was always gonna happen. Yeah,
he looked like it was just a matter of time for him, and he played the right strategy for sure. But overall, for you to bring home second is a great result, so I think you got a lot to be proud of. And going into Portimao next week, I'm excited to see what you can do. Obviously, Spa and Portimao, mildly similar tracks, a lot of ups and downs, lefts and rights, and big hills and big turns. How are you feeling about that track?
To be honest, I don't even know if I'll be there because I'll be like moving or half moving during that time.
Hey, well, if we get you, we get you. We'd love to see you.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
I'll try to be there.
Yeah, we'll cross fingers for you. Well, man, great racing tonight. Overall, you got a lot to be proud of, and excited to see you. If not next week, then the week after, and for the rest of the season.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, my friend.
Take care, buddy.
And now on to our race winner. It is once again a win for Eruption. My friend, how are you doing today? Muted. That's how he's doing. Rip.
He's not muted. He's just not sat at his PC right now, I don't think.
That could be it.
No, I'm
There
He's
it
here.
is.
There we go.
Yes. How are you feeling, man?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm currently in my next league race in Belgium.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
He doesn't stop. Well, this, by the way, puts you in the lead of the championship. You've officially taken over. How are you feeling right now?
Pretty good. I'm not surprised that I'm in the lead again.
Yep.
I knew that Cookie and B-Dunk won't be strong here, since this track is a pad killer.
It is a little rough.
But the thing is, the next two races will be hard for me, because I know that Cookie will be strong in Portugal and in Texas.
Well, we shall see. I mean, I don't know. This is your second win on the books. It's your fifth podium, which is crazy. You've podiumed every single race except for Britain, which is insane. You have an incredible record, but then again, to be fair, Cookie has the exact same record. Well, he was running that same record. He had two non-podiums. He had a non-compete and like a fifth place position. But then he had 3 wins, which is why he was in the lead. So you are quite well and away ahead in the championship right now. So I think that buffer is going to help you at least for the next 2 tracks. If you can just stay within contention, you never know. Now, I want to hear about your strategy choice at the very end. Was that just a matter of pure luck? Like, oh, I happened to be on the mediums and I happened to get lucky for the hards? Or was that intentional and you were hoping for a safety car around that time?
Like, the safety car was pretty lucky, I would say, for all of us.
Yeah.
Especially for the soft runners. But I was kind of surprised that Arcadia and Jasper took the mediums instead of the hards.
Yeah.
And that choice to go into the hards, I mean, I needed to go to the hards, basically.
You were on the mediums, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah. And on the second last lap, I knew if I would push enough in the corners, I could gain enough time that it burns his battery too much. And then, yeah, I got the 1 second gap on the second last lap, and in the last lap it was just driving it home.
Yep.
Basically.
Yeah, they fell off a cliff hard in those last 2 laps. Like it was like a light switch, man. It was crazy how much they lost all that time. I saw Chazzy have a huge, rear lockup into the bus stop, and I just didn't think that Arcadia could really get the level of grip he was looking for mid-corner. It was where it seemed like he was really struggling. He was understeering a lot more than usual. So, yeah, I mean, obviously the strategy worked out, even if it was by a little bit of luck. As I said, put yourself in position to get lucky. Going into next week, we're hearing from a lot of people they haven't really done much Portimao. They're potentially not able to be there. Like, how are you feeling about next week's track with it being Portugal?
I've done pretty much a lot in the last game. In this game I haven't touched it yet, but
Another one?
I should be strong again. Should be.
Yeah.
I mean, I need to, because Cookie will be hella insane in Portugal, same as in Texas.
Yep.
But I will say Singapore was always a good track for me, one of my favorite tracks, so I could fight back at that track.
Yeah, I personally am the most excited for that round out of the entire season. That's the one that I am like super stoked for. I cannot wait. So I hope that it goes just as well for you as it goes for me. Not entirely selfishly at all, but I hope just in general we all have a great time, right? I think this lead that you have right now that you've built up from this race is going to help you for sure for a buffer, at least for the next 2 races. So it's going to be a fun rest of the season. Are there any other drivers that you think might find their way up into contention at this point? Do you think Miniko might get some luck back and find himself, getting some extra points in the next few races, or do you think he's kind of far out of it?
I mean, he kind of gained some points on Cookie, I think, if I'm correct.
He did get a little few today.
Yeah, And he's also on pet, I think. So like Cookie and
Yes.
Minika are both pets, so they will both be strong in Portugal and Texas. Maybe not in Singapore, where I can fight back, but if he keeps that up, if he constantly getting those podiums and maybe also win if me and Cookie bottle it, then he will be up there for sure.
Yeah, so far we only have 3 winners. It's just been you, Cookie, and Badunk have been the only ones who have won a race so far this season. So Miniko has gotten really close twice, 2 silvers, and he's also got a bronze so far this season. So I think he's due for a win. So never know, man. It definitely could get tighter as the season goes on. But overall, man, great racing tonight. Really happy to see a race as always, and excited to see you next week for Portugal.
Yeah, thank you very much, and yeah, thank you very much for both of us for casting this race.
Always.
I will watch it again later.
Oh yes, it was a good one. Adios, amigo.
See ya.
Alrighty, Andy, and that's the end of our longest Tier 1 race of all time.
Yeah, exactly. Tier 1 rate. We could just put those into one, can't we? That was an 85%. We love that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was good. What a night, mate. Well, I think qualifications set the tone for the evening with some really quick times.
Yeah.
But as we said throughout qualification, it's race pace that makes the difference. There were some big gaps in terms of qualification, and actually in those separate pods that we got throughout the course of the race, those time difference were definitely squeezed. The front 3 ran away with it, but that group, until that unfortunate disconnection piece, that middle group, the chasing pack,
that was
it
so
was
fun.
such great racing. It was such great racing.
They were ripping each other apart, left, right, and center. Yeah, that's everything we could ever ask for. And obviously, it's something you can only get in Tier 1. That level of intense competition with so many people all conglomerating together. It's nothing like it than we got right here. So, yeah, it was a good one. Well, as you mentioned, next week, Portugal. You love that track. I love that track. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The racing there is always wild. There's some crazy spots to make overtakes. I expect some people to be making some up the hill over into turn, I want to say it's 9 or 10. That blind right-hander over the hill. I expect some people to make some crazy ones. So I'm excited to see, what these guys have got for next week. Andy, anything that you predict for next week, Carnage-wise, race winner-wise, anything you can expect?
Just elevation changes, people getting on the throttle too soon into turn number 3, turn number 4, Samsung turn 8 into turn 9. We can have carnage there. You're right when you talk about turns 9 and 10, the blind right-hander over the hill. There's going to be some issues there. People need to be on their game. They're going to have to put some laps in, not just on time trial this week. We're going to have some racing etiquette and some racing practice to make sure that they don't get that wrong. Otherwise, there'll be more wings than American Airlines, and we can't be having that.
I couldn't agree more. It's going to get gnarly if they don't put it in their practice. But we know the Tier 1 guys, they always do. Well, Andy, as always, I appreciate you hanging out with me. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching tonight. I hope you guys all had a great night with the 1.25 races that we had tonight. And, of course, thank you so much from all the Moose staff as well. You guys are incredible. Until next time, y'all, keep being wonderful. Keep making it a better place. We'll see you guys in 7 days for some Tier 1 action. Adios!
Adios, amigos.